Yo, what's up guys, and welcome to today's YouTube video. Now, today's YouTube video is going to be a little bit different because I didn't have very many highlights for idols. Instead of showing you the few highlights I had, I'm going to show you the completion, and then after the completion I'm going to go over the hardest parts of the level and kind of teach how to do them. So anything that I believe is sight readable, that is learnable without help, won't be covered, whereas things that I wish I would have known going into this level will definitely be covered. That way I can help anybody who's looking to try and beat this level in the future. And with that, here's the completion video.
Before you were born!
Heck, dude. Here it is. Whew. I did it! I fluked all the way to the end. Let's go, dude. Let's freaking go. Yes, dude. I fluked. Oh, that feels so good. Dude, my hands are numb. Dude, my hands. Dude, I don't know if the camera's even catching that. I have so much adrenaline right now. Oh my gosh, dude. Okay. About 5,000 plus 3,000 plus, so let's call that 4.6. So 8, 12.6k. 12.6k, dude. Okay, so the first thing that you're going to need to know about Idols after downloading a copy of it, and if you desire to, putting the Nong song in as a replacement for Catalyze, is you should never save and exit if possible. You should always save and then exit. It's much faster and it's less likely to crash. And the other thing is, when playing the level, you should never go from playing to the editor. You should always exit out and then open the editor. It'll just help reduce crashes and make your life so much easier when placing start pauses throughout the level. Now, quite honestly, the beginning of this level is very easy to learn. Nothing too hard. Maybe right here it might be a little bit hard at first, but all you really need to know is to not click too long. That way you don't accidentally hold and get a jump. 3 soft clicks on these. That's really the only hard part here. Alright, so the next thing you're going to want to know is that if you tap this orb as early as possible, delay this one, and then do this one as early as possible, it should line you up to just tap these all immediately. So again, you click this one as soon as possible, delay this one so you don't die here, and then this one as soon as possible, and then all of these as soon as possible. Now the next hard timing is honestly this green orb right here, because if you click too early, you will die here, and if you click too late, you won't hit the orb at all. So it's a timing where you want to basically click right at like the edge, and it's very precise, but it's not too hard to learn. The next hard part that I struggled a little bit learning was this wave, and honestly most of it's very easy to learn. Now this is a hard part of the wave because even if this wasn't here, you'd have to at least double tap, but this right here makes it so you have to triple tap. So you have to 1, 2, 3 and hold, and then obviously on your way down, as soon as you become cube, immediately click. And then all of this is pretty easy, or easy to learn at least. Alright, the next thing you're probably going to want to know is that this is, and it might depend on your hertz, but this is a very buggy slope. You basically want to hit, and if I can move this I can show you, you basically want to hit as close to the middle as possible, and that will ensure that you get the timing that you need to not die here. And then the next hard part, there's just some straight fly, click, click, and then make sure to click this late, hold, and I release around here, and then I hold again, and then release around here, fall, and then straight fly. Alright, this whole section is pretty learnable. Honestly, the hardest click of the not dual section is this one. Just make sure to click late. You can be almost like halfway through this block and still not die, but if you click early, you'll be halfway inside this block and you will die. And then this dual is one of the first hard parts that really took me some time to learn. Well, once you learn it, it gets pretty consistent. Basically, it's, you know, you click this and then you hold. That way this immediately hits the floor. The spider immediately hits the floor and teleports up. And then it's easiest to think of this as 2 double clicks. So it's 1, 2, 1, and then there's some invisible orbs here, and also this one that will be the second click. So 1, 2, 1, 2. There is kind of a rhythm here. These are all actually the same distance apart, so you kind of just do a rhythm to hit them all, and make sure to hold on this one, of course. And then again here, it's just 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you want to be a little bit low starting out your straight fly, because if you're high, you'll immediately hit this. So you want to delay the start of your straight fly, but you'll be straight flying through here and then clicking and holding, straight flying. If you time this one right, you should be able to just hold up and then release. And then I usually do like a 3 click for the straight fly that's next. Right here, these two clamp together and you straight fly right here, and I do about 3 clicks. And then this, it's not immediately apparent, but you have to hold. This blue orb, as soon as you hit the blue orb, just hold. Basically you don't hit this somehow, or maybe it's something else that I'm not understanding, but it completely misaligns you when you come out of the portal and you can't hit this. The next thing to note is basically just hit everything as early as possible here. That way you'll be low coming out of this portal, and then you want to click like right there. You want to be low. Honestly, so this part is the hardest ship in the level in my opinion, and it's not as tight as like straight fly, but because there's so much movement going on and it is tight, it does provide a challenge. So you just kind of want to, you know, click on your way down, hold enough to get to here, and then straight fly, and then hold as soon as you hit the orb, hold. And I usually hold until like here, and then like slowly click as I'm going down to make sure I don't fall too fast. And then I try to hit about the center of this portal, maybe closer to the top, but not exactly the top, because if you hit the top you'll be too high, and you, even though you're not clicking, you're going to hit this. But if you're too low, you're going to hit this unless you try to click and correct, which can be hard. So I just tried to hit middle, slightly up, and then obviously I do a couple different hold clicks, a couple long clicks to get my way up here, and just kind of improvise here depending on where I am. And then hold, and then you, as long as you don't die, you should, as soon as you hit this portal, it's auto, you'll be fine. So the weird thing about this, it's hard to explain them, but they are all basic triple spikes, but you can click too late, like without dying to the triple spikes. Still, like there's one of these clicks I know for sure that if you click it too late, click. So even though you don't immediately die, you can click too early. And same with clicking too late. You should be able to click too late. Yep. Just like that. All of them have that. All of the triple spikes, or at least most of them, have that, where even though they're all triple spikes, you can click too early or too late because there's moving blocks and there's spikes, and it's just all very timing based. But yeah, for the most part, this whole section is very specific about how you click, and even if you made it over the triple spike, that doesn't necessarily mean that you lived. So you definitely just need to play around with it and know the timings. None of this is too hard. I do think this is a little bit tough, but just practice it. Make sure to hold this all the way and then release towards the end. That way you get very little height off of this, because it's easier to start low in this one than to get up here and hit the portal up here. And then this wave is very easy, actually. It's quad speed, but it isn't very tight, so it's very easy to do. And then obviously as soon as you get here, you let go, it's an auto until here, and then you should notice it's up, down, and then timings. None of this is too hard, not even straight fly, like it's 2 blocks wide, you just straight fly through it easily. This you just know, okay, click here, okay, click here, hold, and click, hold, and then click this. If you click as early as possible, you will be like right here when you hit the portal, and then you will, at the end, you will fall and die because you'll be too low. So click this slightly late. I'm not sure how late you can hit it without dying, but as long as it's not as early as possible, you should be fine. Time this, not too hard, what I like to do here is I like to hold on this blue orb. That way I click the blue orb and hold, and then it automatically jumps and jumps. So I don't even have to worry about those two jumps because they just automatically go through while I'm holding. And then time the robot 1, 2, 3. Now, for some odd reason, there's a bug in this level where if you click too early as the robot, then for some reason you can get a mid-air jump right here. So always make sure to hit this green orb late. And then we get to the duel. Now I love duels, but this duel was kind of a pain to learn. And it's mostly because I didn't have the understanding of how this duel works. Alright, so 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, and then right here, you actually want to click briefly so that you don't die. So that blue orb is a brief click. So you go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then hold. And if you hold early enough, you shouldn't die there. Alright, and then here it's hold, 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 and then click as early as possible on that orb. Hold, 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 click. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2. And you want to click late on that red orb. 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3. Honestly, this part I don't really know how to explain in a way to help anyone, but just basically practice it and learn it. Maybe use my clicks if you need them. And then here's the swingcopter. That was honestly, it took me 1,000 attempts to learn this swingcopter. So definitely, like, really practice this out. Hold, hold, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Alright, and then this part's very simple, very easy. The main thing I can recommend is clicking those as early, like jumping off the platform before it and then clicking those as fast as possible, and then clicking that one in as early as possible. It'll make your life so much easier because it'll make that the starting of the ship much easier. And then this is just basically some straight fly, hold, more straight fly. Alright, now here, and I can show you in the level too, you may be able to see that this is actually 2 orbs. And why that's important is, so this is actually 2 orbs, as you can tell. I can separate them just to prove it. So that's 2 orbs. The reason that's important is, for me at least, I'm not sure if anyone else had this problem, but if you try to buffer a click, so if you click before you're, like if I'm right here and I hit and I click, I'm going to buffer a click. I'm going to click this orb, and then the game is going to say, alright, well, we used the click. And then you're not going to end up hitting the yellow orb because this orb took your click. And this is here in order to activate a group to make sure that you hit both of them, I believe. I'm not exactly sure what it does. I think there's some portals or something that it activates that makes the section easier. But basically, in order to not have the problem where you buffer the click, basically just don't click, don't buffer it, time it once you're like at the middle so that you hit both. Because buffering it will almost 100% of the time make sure that you only hit this orb and not the one under the yellow one that's underneath it. This orb, if you click too early, you're going to go straight down into the side of this block and die, so make sure to hit that late. And then immediately do a small hop. You are a robot here, so you want to small hop as soon as you hit the ground. And then I believe there are portals, so you just jump into the portals after that, or else you will fall to your death. And then both of these clicks are easy, and then this click is, you know, a double speed click, and as long as you time it, you don't even have to be that close to the spike. As long as you click, just as long as it's not way early, you should be fine. The final ship which is actually very easy in my opinion. Mostly this section is just like a final, hey, if you're nervous, this might get you. It's not hard at all. It's just nerves that will cause you to die here. And you have like a full 10 seconds probably to catch your breath, as I did in my video, and then do this final ship section. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe. Comment down below what you thought of this tutorial. I'm probably going to do more of these in the future, and so I definitely could use some feedback on what you guys thought of this tutorial and if it helped you or not. But yeah, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Also, if you're learning this offline and you're in a call with friends, make sure to bug them by singing the song.